Hey friends, what's going on? It's your realtor Peter Scott here. Today is December 30th, 2024. Just wrapping up the end of the year here. I've got a quick market update for the Sacramento real estate market and some predictions about what we expect next year in 2025. Well, December is typically about the slowest month in real estate, the slowest month in real estate, and sales have been kind of slow and flat, and that's just to be expected. Not a lot of people want to move during the holidays, and listings fall off as well. However, sales actually are pretty slow in January as well, but it's not as slow as December. An interesting thing is that actually buyer demand actually usually picks up in January, which is kind of odd, but sellers and new listings do not pick up. So the buyers are jumping in, they're like, hey, the holidays are over, I want to go buy a house, but the seller's like, I'm still just cleaning my house, getting, recovering from the holidays, give me another month or two before I want to put my house in the market. So it's typically we see more buyer demand in January, and then the sellers kind of come out usually like around the Super Bowl, middle of February, something like that, and then things obviously progress, and then the spring is the most active time with the most amount of listings there. So there's some strategy there if you're looking to buy a house or sell a house, knowing that this is a slower time, you might be able to get a better deal on a house. And if you're selling your house, there's less competition as well. So that's kind of one way to look at it. Do you want to list in the spring when there's more competition and also more buyers, or less competition now and maybe fewer buyers? Just depends on what your situation is. But we're expecting sales to increase in 2025. That's kind of across the nation. All the experts, I think they're going to have more and more sales, just minutely, just a little bit, not dramatically. Sacramento, we've been fighting the same thing for years and years, and that is low inventory on one side and low affordability, or tough affordability on the other side, and low buyer demand. So those things kind of are beating back against each other, and sometimes the buyer demand wins, and sometimes the low inventory wins. So some houses sit on the market for months, and some sell right away with a couple of offers. It just depends on the house. Interest rates, I've been saying it for a while, they're going to stick around 6 or 7%. They're just here to stay. So you can expect rates are going to fall and rise all throughout next year, but they're probably likely going to sit around the 6% and 7% range. I didn't check today, but I think last week I checked, we were pretty much close to 7% right now. I had some clients who were closed this month. I think they're both around the 6.5% rate right now. So they're out there. So that's basically what you can expect. They may dip into the fives briefly, but we never know. So I'm just saying, if you're going to buy a house, just kind of expect you might be in the 6% range. One of the real key and things that we're watching right now is inflation. That's the big thing, because that affects what the Fed does, which affects interest rates, which really affect home prices. I'm expecting home prices to stay kind of flat next year, just because we're going to have those higher interest rates at 6-7%. And if the Fed can't get a handle on inflation and they actually raise their rates back up, because recently they've been reducing them, but if rates go back up, shoot, we go back to 8%, 9%. I mean, prices are it's going to really stifle the market and push things down. So, but the Fed thinks that they've got a handle on things, the inflation for now. So we're going to have to watch and see where that goes, because interest rates have a really big impact on prices. If rates go up to 9 or 10%, I'm not saying they will, but that's going to put a real downward pressure on prices, as people just can't afford the home prices here right now. Only about 25% of people in Sacramento can afford to buy a home, but it's just kind of one of the things that we're battling, which is interesting in California, because we're one of the more affordable markets. We have people moving here from the Southern California and the Bay Area. They all want to come here and live and buy an affordable house. So I know that doesn't seem like it to us that lived here, but our median home price is like $550,000. Where Southern California, it's like $800,000. So is what it is. So this wraps it up. I hope I will see you next year. And let me know if you have questions, you're thinking about moving, or if you have any friends that want to move. I'd be happy to help you out. You guys have a happy new year. Take care.